Przed państwem ekspres losy. W ekspresowym tempie ekspresowo uśmiecha się los. O, jak pięknie lecą worki z kasą, kiedy czermany w oko wpadają. A tobie co przyniesie los? Grajcie i wygrywajcie w punktach Lotto. Ekspres losy, co za sztosy.
Hello and welcome to the last and most important day of the test event before the World Sailing World Championship 2027. That's going to take place here in Gdynia. Today we have the medal series for the 49ers and 49er FXs. We have the Ironman happening on the beach, so the marina is full. We have beautiful sun. We have some great wind coming in. Next year, Gdynia is going to welcome the two-person Olympic classes for the World Sailing World Championship, which is going to be the first qualification for the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. So this event is super interesting, super important in terms of qualifying for the Olympics. So back to the studio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again in LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days live broadcast studio. My name is Piotr Kula. Together with me, Olympic medalist. Speaking of Olympic Games, Agnieszka, Skrzypulec, Szota. Hello, Agnieszka.
Hello, welcome everyone.
We are going to be bringing you live broadcast from today's last races, final races, medal races of 49er and 49er FX, meaning 49er for men and women. So here today, a little bit of wind building up. Hopefully we're gonna be able to deliver some sort of good races here. Let's see how the weather is gonna be looking like today, Agnieszka.
Yes, today we are expecting southwest winds around 6 to 13 knots, which means light to medium winds offshore. So tricky, patchy, unstable, unpredictable.
Yay!
This is what we like the most. This is for sure very exciting for the spectators. A lot of action in front of us, and the points are tight. So we're gonna take a close look at the medal contenders.
Exactly, two races for both fleets today. So both for women and men. Classes, two races. So 10 ladies racing. Our race is going to start very shortly. And as you said, ladies have pretty tight points. Leaders sitting somewhat comfortably with 16 points. That's 9 points advantage over second point. So Danish crew, Joanne Schmidt and Andrea Schmidt in the lead. Ahead of Polish crew, Aleksandra Merzacka and Sandra Jankowiak. They need to catch up 9 points. But with two races, everything can happen. In third, Matilde Lovadina and Lou Bartomeu. They also have pretty tight points because 28. So everything
28,
can happen.
and we need to mention that just behind their backs, they are sitting an Estonian team with the equal points as the French, and also the girls from Czech Republic. They have the same number of points as the girls from France, sitting on third. So actually,
not even mathematically, pretty much everything can happen today. And even if I calculate correctly, even those from 10th place can still have a shot on medal. But let's see how 49er actually looks like, and let's hear from sailors themselves.
This class is pretty fast. It's a lot of going on during the race. We have two people on the boat. There is a skipper, which is me, and also the crew. During the regatta, we usually have 3 races per day. We usually go out on the water before the races, so we can prepare, we can see how the wind is on the water and how it looks like on the venue. It's a lot of going on. There are around 25 boats to 30 boats on the starting line. So you have to be conscious what is going on around you. You have to see others. You have to see the wind. You have to be aware about the currents as well and the clouds. And you have to be aware where the starting line is, because you can't see that. And you have to assess where you are on the starting line, because we have like 5 minutes procedure, and when it's 0, you just want to hit the starting line on time, on 0, so then you have a perfect start. The last day of the competitions, we have 2 final races. Only 10 top boats start in these finals. The difference between 49er class and the 49er FX class is that the 49er is a men class and 49er FX it's for a women. And 49er and 49er FX, they both has the same boat. The design is completely the same, but the differ is the rig, so the mast and the sails are just smaller in the 49er FX due to the fact that women are smaller. Both these classes have free sail. The mast is also higher by 1 meter. We have 7.5 meter high mast and they have 8.5, so also the mainsail and the jib are bigger, but the boat and the foils are completely the same. Both boats have the same rules and everything. It's just a matter of the physics of our bodies, so women and men, they don't race against each other. Women race women and men race men.
The most important thing on our boat is trapeze, because we are hanging on it and we are using harnesses. So it looks like we are hanging next to the water. We are using 3 types of sails: main sail, the bigger one, jib, and jenaker. The last one is very colorful. We have black one, but the other teams use blue, pink, and the other beautiful colors. On our boat, we are using compass, which help us to read the wind. And it's also electronic system that show us if we are over the line or we are early.
Yesterday we spoke about that for pro athletes, when they show us what they do, it looks so simple and easy, and we have impression that maybe we would also cope pretty nicely, but looking at what they need to do, both of them on trapezes, so hang by these ropes from their hips more or less to the mast. I don't think it is that simple. What do you think?
Yeah, especially when we take out the sailors from the boat capsizes itself. So the boat requires 2 experienced crew.
In the meantime, I'm sorry that I'm gonna stop you for a second. We have a start, actually 3 seconds to start. And this is what is happening right now. So it looks like right this moment, ladies, so 49er FX has started. A pretty nice start from Estonian team on port tack. Which in these races, this regatta, we have seen also yesterday with wingfoil that some of riders back then decided to start already on the port tack. It looks like, this is a replay, it looks like we have just very strong left shift. So most of crews have decided that they're gonna find their luck, no, not luck in terms of gambling, but their fortune and tactical decisions better like this. Look at the Austrian team. For a moment they were flying. You said, Agnieszka, that the wind is very, very patchy. I think we're experiencing this just now. Some of them go really fast, whilst others are not that quick.
Yeah, especially in such a light wind, when you manage to find an area of even 1 knot more wind speed, it almost doubles the speed of the boats.
Exactly. This is especially with these fast-moving boats. You can see that when they start speeding up, it is so significant difference between them, and it looks like the left shift is slowly ending because most of the fleet decided to tack back to the right, to the starboard tack. Very interesting situation with this view from the drone. We can see where the wind is actually coming. If you see these darker areas right ahead of sailors on the water, this is what they actually need to use for themselves. This is called a gust. It usually comes with not only higher pressure, stronger wind, but also change of the direction of the wind. And this is what sailors need to use now.
Yes, and we've seen that our leaders didn't have the best start. And now they went farther to the right. They tried to catch the stronger wind and create some leverage to gain compared to the boats that they were already ahead of them.
Exactly. So so maybe let's tell our viewers what happens if you fall behind a bit from the beginning of a start. What are your options as a sailor?
Yeah, first of all, you need to search for the clear wind. because when you are behind your opponents, everyone is distracting the wind around. So you need to go farther to some side and try to find a clear line. And if you have a chance, like the Danish did actually, go a little bit farther, create some leverage, because when some gas is coming or wind shift, you will benefit the most of it.
So the worst thing that they can do actually is stay locked in the middle where the options are pretty much closed from both sides, correct?
Yes, exactly. And now we can see that the Danish girls are back in the game. Looks like they might be leading this race. So that was risky, but actually it paid off.
Paid off. This is actually what happened if we would go a couple steps back. Estonian team started brilliantly. They gained the early advantage and they played somewhat safe, so to say. So they tacked back to cover the majority of the fleet. But those boats that went a little bit further to the side, like Danish, like Polish crew, they have gained this advantage that you mentioned. And it looks like in this unstable situation, what we have on the water today, it looks like going a little bit more extreme actually pays off, even though sometimes, especially for slower classes, it seems more risky. But what we experience here is faster classes, so they go faster class, they go a little bit broader, so to say, on upwind.
Yeah, it's very challenging for athletes, especially when they had a great start and they thought that, okay, the race might be easier now. They try to cover other boats, but in such unstable wind conditions, it's actually impossible. You always need to look what's in front of you and think about your next steps, not only looking behind where the other boats are sailing.
And speaking of steps ahead, per general rule of thumb, sailors choose to go to the same side of the downwind where it paid off on the upwind. So now we've seen that the right side of the course, so from right-hand side, if you look from the starting line towards the top mark, this was giving advantage. That's why we see that most of boats now, actually every boat so far, has made a jibe on the top mark, and they are following the same side that they experienced the advantage, meaning so if they were sailing from the starting line, which we see this two marks and the committee vessel, this is the start. So on the left side looking now, right side when you look from the starting line to the top mark, this is where the advantage is. So they have not gambled like, okay, maybe it's gonna be better from the other side. They just chose like, it was good from this side, we stick to this side, correct?
Yeah, especially that we've seen that at the end of the first upwind, there was a huge gust and wind shift from the right side. That's the reason why everyone is now sailing on a port just to sail the shortest distance and to still stay in the pressure and transfer it to the boat speed.
Johannes Schmidt and Andrea Schmidt, both sailing in Danish crew, are leading the regatta and are leading in this race. We have a little bit of information from jury that there might have been some situation that two crews, meaning Danish and Polish, might have gotten some sort of penalty for not complying with the measurement time and showing what they're going to be sailing with. We're going to get back to you on that if this is confirmed. This is let's call it unofficial information. We actually hope it's not the case, because this would mean that the points that they started the race with remain. And in the meantime, we have a situation when sailors are already on the bottom mark. By mark, we mean actually a gate. There are two marks, and they can choose either of them. They don't have to take like round both of them. They can choose either side. How do they choose? What is the factor of choosing now? We spoke about downwinds, how they make decision. What is the decision now, what you think?
Yeah, you always need to think about your next step. This is like playing chess. So even when you are sailing downwind, you already think, where do you want to go on upwind, on a second upwind? So first of all, you are searching is if there is any pressure difference between both sides. And this is the main factor why you choose this mark. There might be a bias between the marks, which means that when you choose the one mark, you might sail shorter distance towards the next mark. And you can also choose the gate as your strategy when you want to split the text, compared to your opponents and create the leverage and gain some distance in the future. So now we've seen that most of the boats chose the same mark, which means that we still have more pressure on the right side of the race course.
Exactly, and it looks like both Polish and Austrian teams reached the point of the upwind where they decided, like, okay, we are already pretty extreme comparing to other opponents, and we are already gaining from this side, so let's jump back to closer distance to our opponents to mitigate risks, to minimize the risks, because if something happens that the other guys, other ladies will get extra pressure, then they would be losing their advantage. And actually, speaking of the points differences between them, now we have confirmation that both Danish and Polish crews have received 1 point penalty each, which maybe doesn't change that much for Danish team, but Polish crew's advantage has shrunk from 3 to 2 points over French crew. Right now, doesn't change much in overall standings because Polish crew, Aleksandra Merzacka and Sandra Jankowiak, are sailing in second, so ahead of their French counterparts, but it's not over till it's over.
Yes, now the Polish girls are doing well, but this is very unpredictable, and we still need to finish this race and sail another. So, of course, you don't want to lose points in this way.
Exactly.
As more advantage you have,
the better.
The
better sleep, let's call it, metaphorically speaking, you have. In the meantime, Austrian team, which are standing in 10th place in the regatta, are right behind top 2 boats in this particular race. So their presence, even if they would win the race with the leaders, would not change much for medals in here. But obviously others are pushing pretty strongly. We have New Zealand team approaching the top mark as well. Estonian crew has been very, very tightly behind the leaders. So right now, top 2 boats are already on the downwind, and yet again they are choosing left side of the downwind, meaning right side of the entire upwind. Yes. So if you look at the boats, basically everybody now is making sort of. It's called the jibe set, so immediately after top mark, jibe, and find more pressure from what we see now is the left side of the screen. So very tight racing. Look at the situation now. Basically, 1 by 1, sailors are approaching and rounding top mark. Tight racing, especially with the speeds that they are getting, even though there's not so much wind on the water. We have quite big speeds in here for these races, even though we know that FX has a little bit smaller sail area than 49er for men, but still really, really fast boat.
Yeah, 49er is the fastest dinghy in the Olympic program. And we can see that they have a huge sails, quite narrow boat. But to create the leverage and keep the boat flat, they have special wings attached to the boat, and this is why they can create that much speed on the boat.
Nobody yet mounted hydrofoils on these boats, but in the meantime, that would make them even faster. But in the meantime, we have a finish line. So Danish crew, a confirmation: Johan Schmidt and Andrea Schmidt in first position, crossing the line and extending their lead in regatta. Aleksandra Merzacka and Sandra Jankowiak in second. So the points between them changed by 1. So they both also got penalty for not complying with the measurement check in the correct time. But for now, it doesn't change anything for them. Austrian team, Rosa Donner and Marion Lafrance Berger in third position. It gives them possibly quite nice jump from 10th. Right now, depending on how others will finish, Estonia in 4th place. This is Helen Pais and Helen Ausman in very nice 4th place on the top, finishing mark, followed by Nicola Hume and Rebecca Hume from New Zealand. Japan this is, I think, 6th place. Look how tight. Another Japanese crew, followed by French, Czech, and I think what we have next is another French crew, if my calculations are correct. The more back, the tighter the races were. So it looks like when you fall a little bit behind, you don't have so many options. So you stay together with each other, and then your fight comes down to you and me in this tight spot. Not so much broader gains and losses like what happens when you a little bit let yourself go forward and you open yourself for fresh air and clean road. Don't you think?
Yes, I actually did a quick calculation because it's very interesting now. Looks like the Estonian with such a good race, they finished 4th. They, at the moment, are sitting at the 3rd place overall.
Exactly. This is very, very nicely done from Estonian team Helen Pais and Helen Ausman. Side story, I live in Estonia now. My wife is Estonian, also Olympic sailor, so somewhat like my countrymen. Now I have both Polish and Estonian I can cheer for, for my own. But obviously, very, very big races also from Danish crew that has increased their lead. We're gonna see most likely now men race as next one. And let's see a little bit of replays from this race that we just saw. Agnieszka Skrzypulec, Szota, Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo. Tokyo 2020, but 2021 as well, because of the pandemic that we had and the Olympics were postponed. World champion has made quick calculations, and we're gonna give you current standings on top 3 as we see them now unofficially, but what we have seen from the races.
Yes, the Danish girl did the best they could. They won another race, which means that now they have 10 points advantage against the next opponent, which are the Polish girls, which means in this format they just need to finish the race, and they are gonna be the overall winners. On the second position, there is a Polish boat with 28 boats, and just behind them there are Estonian girls with 32 points, which is 4 points difference. So there will be now the battle for the second place between them. And behind the Estonians back, The closest are the Czech Republic girls, and they have 37 points, which means 5 points behind.
Do we know what are the standings of French team Mathilde Lovadina and Lou Bartomeu? France 19. Have we caught the finishing line? I think there were some either 6th or 7th or 10th. We don't know actually which
8th
ones
or
were
10th.
they. 8th or 10th.
Yes, that was the finish line was like all the boats came together. So we did our best to calculate everything correctly, but for sure they were not in a leading pack.
We have less than 3 minutes to start. If we will be able to see the replay from just the finish line when the second part of the fleet was finishing, just as a side of our screen, if this is possible from our realization crew, we would love to see that, to have a little bit more clarity on who finished in which position. But in the meantime, we're gonna also see what is happening on the water, because again, ladies, so 49er FX are bracing for another start, a little bit over 2 minutes to the start. So we are waiting for the live feed from water here in Gdynia at the LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days. This is 30th day of racing here today of the entire festival. So we are pretty much a month in the regattas here back to back and overlapping each other, because sometimes a few events are happening at the same time. In the meantime, another race, the race that is gonna decide especially second and third place in the regatta. Probably it would be hard for change on second, on the silver, let's say. We are at the test. Let's remind us, if you joined just now, this is a test event for World Championships in Gdynia here. So whatever we are testing now, this is going to be recommended for the next year's regatta, World Championships, that the crews will be able to get their first tickets for their nations to upcoming Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
Yes, and now we are coming closer to the starting gun. As I said, I did a quick calculation, but I wonder how sailors were preparing for the second race. If they got the update, we sit here comfortable with our computers in front, so with the Excel open.
I'm pretty sure the coaches actually make quick calculations and consult on the final strategy. What we see now, Austrians that are probably something around 8th position, they have just decided that they're gonna go completely to the other side of the starting line, probably to get extra space for themselves. It is really crowded on the right side. By right side we mean everything that is close to this red vessel of the starting line. So you see a boat with many people in it. This is a regatta committee. Their responsibility is to start them, the sailors, and let them sail and see if nobody crossed the starting line. So between the red boat and the smaller rib with the orange flag on the other side of the start. And it looks like French are going a little bit...
looks like, Piotr, the race was abandoned.
It looks like it is, yes. It is abandoned for now, because it would be strange if only one boat actually started and the rest would say like, yes, you sail yourself, we're gonna catch up with you maybe later, or maybe not, because you're gonna be so much ahead. Most likely we have situation that something with the wind have happened, the way that it means that the race committee had to make a decision to postpone, to abandon this race and wait for another one. Hopefully it is just some sort of technical issue, that it's not the wind playing too much of shifts, and we will be able to resume or restart the entire procedure very shortly. What we have seen in this attempt, let's focus for a moment on Estonia, because they have climbed from 4th to 3rd right now, and they have a big shot on getting a medal here. They have been somewhat in the middle of the pack, which is not really comfortable situation. Oh, now we have a situation. This looks a little bit. Oh, yeah, now it is correct. and your calculations were right, even bigger advantage, no, of third crew, Helen Ausman and Helen Pais on third over Czech, Sara Tkadlecova and Zofia Burska. 5 points here. What were your calculations? Also 5?
5.
The Olympic medalist is not.
I'm also an engineer. That's
exactly. So your brain works
I
impeccable.
like numbers. Yes.
Exactly. So what we see now is that points are pretty comfortable for top 3, but still Helen Ausman and Helen Pais have a chance to make the attempt to get even second place in this regatta. Only 4 points between the two crews.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of first wind shifts, but also a lot of shifting around the race course between the boats. Like the positions were changing all the time. We've seen excellent start of Estonians, and then they were losing the position. So I think that you really need to stay focused today till the very end. They cannot feel comfortable now.
Yesterday we were also talking about it, that you fight until it's over, because you never know, especially with wing foil, and that we have experienced and saw that some of the riders even capsized right before the finishing meters of the race. A little bit more stable situation, if it comes to capsizing or not, is in fin class, from where I am and I was sailing. It looks like the race committee is changing the place where we're gonna be racing. Therefore, we're gonna show you actually what was happening here in LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days so far, and let's see how it looked like on Fin European Championships, brought to you from the sailors themselves.
Rozpoczęliśmy 27. edycję LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days. Na pierwszy ogień poszły Mistrzostwa Europy klasy FIN. Na starcie stanęło niemal 100 zawodników, a różnica wieku między najmłodszym a najstarszym to przeszło 50 lat.
W klasie FIN zacząłem pływać w latach 70. No myślę, że jest to klasa o tyle ciekawa, że jest to klasa dla indywidualistów. Mój kolega powiedział, że pływanie na FINie to jest stan świadomości. Ja się z nim zgadzam w 100%. Że to jest jakby spełnienie się w żeglarstwie, decydowanie o wszystkim samemu i myślę, że ta klasa FIN właśnie to wszystko ma w sobie.
Masz już kilka lat doświadczenia w klasie FIN na swoim koncie, ale powiedz mi, co ma większe znaczenie, wiek czy właśnie to doświadczenie?
Myślę, że doświadczenie jest ważniejsze. Tutaj też widać to, jak Michał Krasudomski swoim doświadczeniem wyprzedza wieloletnich już żeglarzy, starszych od niego.
Właściwie od pierwszego dnia pływania na FINie zaskoczył mnie poziom, jest jak najbardziej całkiem wysoki, ponieważ dużo zawodników jest po igrzyskach lub po olimpiadach, tak, czyli cyklu przygotowania do igrzysk. Także ludzie umieją pływać, a jak wiemy, tego sportu się nie zapomina. Także w takich warunkach jak słaby wiatr czy średni, jak najbardziej wszyscy tutaj mogli konkurować ze sobą na równych warunkach.
Fajne, że i młodzi, i starsi pływają na FINie. No, na razie przewaga jest tych starszych, trochę mastersów i grandmastersów, natomiast wierzę w to, że ci, którzy będą kończyli pływanie na przykład na Ilce, na laserze, będą siadali pomału, tak jak tu jeden z zawodników, który jest też drugi obecnie na Mistrzostwach Europy.
No mnie przede wszystkim przyciąga społeczeństwo finistów, są bardzo mili, chętni do pomocy, chętni dzielić się swoją wiedzą. To na pewno. Łódka bardzo fajnie wygląda, jest trochę szybsza niż laser może i generalnie mi się podoba. Więcej rzeczy można potrymować, poustawiać, także jest to coś nowego, a jak wiemy, trzeba się rozwijać w różnych dziedzinach.
Jest to klasa, którą dużo razy widziałem na regatach. Jest ona dość rozpoznawalna. Akurat w momencie, w którym zaczynałem, była to jeszcze klasa olimpijska, także myślę, że dlatego zdecydowałem się na tą klasę.
Ja mam 70 lat w tym roku, w związku z tym to jest, no sport nie ma tutaj jakby barier, to jest, jak to mówią, to jest tylko cyfra, natomiast jeżeli ktoś jest sprawny, kocha to żeglarstwo tak jak ja, to praktycznie nie ma żadnych przeszkód, że można do późnych lat, dopóki jest się sprawnym, uprawia to żeglarstwo. Towarzystwo międzynarodowe, spotkać się w takim fajnym gronie jest naprawdę super.
LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days is bringing all ages of sailors together here in Gdynia Marina to compete against each other, but as you also could see, to cheer each other ashore and also on the water. We are waiting for race committee to change location for better wind, for better conditions, to make the racing also more fair. So let's have a quick look on the events calendar, because as we said, 30 days so far, but another 2 weeks ahead of us of different events. We have started with what we just seen, FIN European Championships here, followed by ILKA Polish Sprint Championships. Interesting format, sprints for sailors. These days we are trying to make sailing so much more fun for spectators. I wonder if all the sailors actually like it so much to race. Yesterday we were talking about how much we like or dislike the format in which even if you carry over from previous days some sort of advantage, it shrinks in the final, and whether we like it or not, it seems like it's inevitable that this sort of formats are going to be more and more visible in sailing. What do you think?
I think it's pretty difficult to find a format that makes everyone happy. Because for sure, for us athletes, we want fair competition, and we want that at the end of the regatta, the best is winning. We are racing for 4 or 5 days, and it's important to have constant results through the whole races. So we don't really want that one day decides who's first and who's last. So that's why we are trying to find a format that gives a little bit advantage of the leaders from the qualification series. That's why, we said that yesterday's races of wing foil
somewhat good hybrid between the two, like needs, let's say, need of making it fair for everybody and also being spectacular for those who want to watch it from their tablets or computers. In the meantime, we have information that orange flag is going to be displayed. This is a lingo, let's say, of sailors. It is official information. Orange flag means this actual physical flag on the regatta, on the race committee boat that signalizes that soon, like we are opening the start for you guys, and we're going to soon start procedure that we're going to give you a countdown. How do sailors know when is the time for starting? There is no line, there is no big screen that is counting down. How do the sailors know?
Yeah, it's worth mentioning. Like, we don't even have any radio on the boats, so the only way to communicate with the race officers are flags and signals. Made
Audio signals.
Audio signals, yes, made on a race committee. The orange flag means that in 5 minutes we can expect the starting procedure. And then we watch which flags are rising on a race committee, and the race committee shows very often the flag with the number, which means, for example, the flag with number 3. It means that the starting line is open in 3 minutes. So all of the sailors have watches on the boats, and we must be accurate on a starting line with maximum speed.
And within this time, all that the sailors need to do is position themselves and fight between each other for the spot that they've picked. Tricky part is that many sailors deem one spot as the most beneficial, so more of them want the same spot. And by fight, what we also mean is not they do not fight each other in, let's call it, brutal way. They fight each other with the positioning of the boat and with the rules that mean I can do this, I cannot do that, I can make you do something else because you need to avoid contact with me, So now the dance between the boats is happening the way like, let's push, but without a contact. That's another story that has to happen.
Yeah, we very often say that we want the others to suffer. That's why we position ourselves the way that we distract the others' wind. And this gives us early advantage.
So all the sailors need to do is fight for the spot, fight not only with their own position like there would be no other boats. This is already hard to stay in one spot. Come on, all these things are moving. We are on the water, waves, wind changing, and now get this spot, plus also add another level of complication. Others want to do exactly the same. We hope to actually see the same story and all this fight between boats very shortly on the starting line of this Gdynia 2026 test event for the World Championships. If you tuned in just now for this live broadcast from LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days, quick reminder. We are testing what is going to be happening here in Gdynia next year when more double-handed classes are going to be competing not only for the title of world champions or world medalists, but also for the spots for their countries in the Olympic Games in 2028 in Los Angeles. So now we see this, what we have been speaking about. We still have postponement flag. It's called AP flag. It looks a little bit like a Santa Claus sock, white and red. Sometimes people call it, especially in Poland, a sock, but sometimes also a carrot in some countries. It's called like this. But orange flag is already displayed on both sides of the starting line. So again, between these two orange flags is a starting line. We have 3 minutes.
It's a virtual line.
It's a virtual line, yes. So we're gonna see that now. What are the point standings between the competitors now? Agnieszka, do the honors. Who is racing and for what?
Yes, as we said before, the overall leaders are Andrea Schmidt, Johannes Schmidt from Denmark. They have a nice, comfortable lead of 10 points. They just need to finish the second race to win the regatta.
Because then, even if they finish in 10th, they get 10 points.
Yes.
And even if Alexandra and Sandra will win the race, they will get 1 point. So there still is 1 point.
So it means the 9 points difference, and they already have 10 points advantage. So there is no chance for Sandra and Alexandra
to win with them.
Yes, exactly. And
unless there would be some sort of infringement that would give extra penalty points. But let's not focus on that. This is extreme situation. Speaking in most regular terms, only mathematically, but actually probably nothing can happen. What is going to be super important and interesting is the fight for bronze, especially between actually
girls
like
from Estonia and Czech Republic.
And French team also has a shot on that, not so close, 6 points, but as we said many times already, it's never over until it's actually over. So let's.
Yes, you're right. The French girls were doing really well in the qualification races, and they were third after that series. So for sure, they are really strong contenders for the medal.
Exactly. They dropped a little bit with the first of today's medal races, but if they drop this much in one, maybe they can climb back up in this one. So let's see this. Bring your popcorn, bring your peanuts, get yourself some nice cold water, and let's see this race. Something around 10-20 minutes of the race ahead of us, and it's gonna come down to the finishing order between them. And now what we see is exactly what we were talking about just a moment ago. They are positioning themselves in relation not only to the starting line, like there would be nobody around them, but also in relation to their closest opponents. We see that Polish crew has chosen to be extremely left. It is comfortable to be on one of the sides because then, at least from one side, you don't have any opponents that would disturb you, correct?
Yeah, it's the easiest to find a clear line of wind. It might be a small surprise because we've seen a huge advantage of the right side of the race course in the previous race.
But they moved. So maybe they know something that we don't know yet, and we're gonna see after.
We are waiting for the drone pictures to see how the race course really looks like.
And look how close and how exactly in one line they are already. Let's be reminded that they do not see any line. There is no laser beam that would be making the water shinier in the spot where the starting line is. They just need to estimate it. And
This is also incredible that the boats can stay in one position.
and we
They
know
have such a great boat handling that they control the boat, that their bow is just under the starting line, and just before the gun they accelerate and go with the full speed.
and because of how high the masts are, these boats are actually extremely unstable. It's so easy to capsize this boat. If they lose focus from one moment or one bad move, they will just capsize the boat. But now we are 12 seconds from the start, and we're going to be especially closely following French, Czech and Estonian team to see which of them is going to be able to get the bronze medals and then third position here in this regatta. They have started, they have accelerated. Danish holding Polish really closely. So even though they already pretty much won the races, they are not leaving anything to a chance. France 19 is coming back. It is probably they either had a incident, collision with somebody, most likely, because we have information that the start was clear. What does mean clear start?
It means that all the boats were under the starting line at the gun signal.
So they didn't cross the line too soon. And they can continue as they see fit, let's say. But we see also that French team had to make one circle. So most likely they had some sort of situation between themselves and another boat, and they took penalty, or maybe they have been given one by the jury, which places them in the back of the pack, which makes their attempt to get medal position here in this event not much harder than it would be if they would be now sailing between other boats. It seems that actually left side of the upwind is not really paying so much, because the both crews, Polish and Danish, fell a little bit behind the others. We can see now even from this angle that Aleksandra Merzacka and Sandra Jankowiak are sitting a little bit behind all the other crews here in this picture. French boat, France 63, on the left side also, Manon Peir and Amélie Riou. Well, maybe not too good on the left side, but clear air also does wonders, especially in such a patchy conditions, don't you think?
Yes, we also have seen that the wind was dropping, and then there is a game of patience. You need to go to either side to try to catch some more pressure. We see that the wind is very unstable, and the angles between the boats are changing very quickly.
Even one boat, sometimes it is changing angle even 10, 15 degrees to find good speed. And they still do not make decision to tack, because tack costs a lot. To remind to the not exactly racing viewers what tack means, they are just crossing the line, the direction of the wind with their bow, because they do somewhat zigzag. Going upwind, they are not able to go straight to the top mark. They need to go with sort of zigzag. We do not see all the contenders for the bronze medal. Here we see Czech team Zofia Burska and Sandra Tkatlecova, which seem to be quite ahead in front, which gives them pretty big chance for catching up with this 5 points loss to Estonian team Helen Pais and Helen Ausmann. Well, very, very interesting what is going to be happening. More information about current potential standings we're going to see when these boats are going to be rounding top mark, because this is actually point of the race where we can for sure say, yes, exactly, this one is ahead of that one. So for now, even with the precise tracking that we are watching right now, we cannot exactly say, because as you said, Agnieszka, patchy wind, so unstable wind. It may mean that we can see these two boats here, Czech and Polish, sailing, and we can estimate maybe they are in the lead, but who knows what happens in the next 1 or 2 minutes with the wind. Obviously, I wouldn't like to make it like it's a lottery. No. They are actually using what they see on the water for their game, for their play. So they check what is happening right now with their boat. For example, now, the first thing that I would think what's going to happen, these ladies would tack, and they did, because what we've seen, they were sailing nicely, and they lost the pressure, and they got so-called header, meaning the wind shift was like made their current position unfavorable. But if they tack, so do this jump to the other side, then they jump into a situation when they are in correct pressure, correct angle, and from this moment they are gaining advantage. So this is exactly the move that you could expect from this. And actually,
you can see the first boat at the top mark. This is Japanese with a really nice lead. Looks like they got some fresh breeze on the left side of the race course.
Exactly.
While
Misaki
most
Tanaka.
of the boats stayed on the right side. That's the reason why they have such a big lead.
They were approaching from 7th position before this race, Misaki Tanaka and Sera Nagamatsu, with 44 points. If they win this race, they have a chance, depending on the others, maybe to even climb to 5th or 4th position. Obviously, it's not their superb performance that counts here, but also others and their finishing order. But when they lead, there's nothing more they can do. They can just finish as they are in top and see what others do. And as we said previously in previous race, the left side looking from here was paying, because most of the boats were going on the, let's call it on the left side of the screen, on the upwind. So they would go to the left side of the screen as we are looking at it now, for the downwind, which is happening now. So downwind meaning going towards the direction where the wind is blowing to. And now, since Japanese crew has gained such advantage from left side of the upwind, meaning right side of the downwind. I know it may be a little bit confusing sometimes for somebody who's not racing, but there is no other way to explain it. Then they stick to the same side, because if they got advantage there, the biggest chance that it's going to be continuing, unless something they see when they are approaching top mark that maybe we gained a little bit from here, but some changes are happening now. Interesting
it's gonna
story.
Be very interesting, because we see the boats that have line of strong pressure. I think I see maybe the Polish girls advantaging from this pressure, and they sail much wider angle than the boats that sail in lighter.
And at the same time, leaders of the regatta, pretty much safe to say winners of the regatta, Danish crew Johannes Schmidt and Andreas Schmidt, they parked. We call that in sailing, that if you were sailing and out of a sudden you stopped, not on your own fault, let's say, but just wind died on you, we say that we've parked. And whilst others were going a little bit faster, a lot can still happen here. We see Manon Per and Amélie Rio, who were in 6th position here in this regatta. They are sailing now currently in 2nd position, 2nd place. Everything can happen, but mathematically speaking, the biggest chances for the bronze medal are between Estonian, Czech, and French 19 team, France 19 on the sail number. So wind seems like it's not playing nicely with our ladies here in 49er FX. What do you think?
No, we can say that they might be relaxed because this is light wind, but I can promise everyone that this is a game of nerves. Once you are leading the race, you wanna win it, but in such a conditions, like following the others that are behind you, it's not enough. You still need to look for the wind that is ahead of you.
And in the meantime, Japanese crew has kept their lead, but the advantage shrunk. They had very nice advantage on the top mark, but it seems like they lost a little bit of advantage. Again, it may be just because the wind from the back is pushing a little bit more those who are behind. and changing the advantage. This what we see here, this red flag and C flag, this stripes means that the course is gonna be changed, meaning the race committee has moved the top mark, but also in the meantime we have information that this race has been abandoned. You can even see the motorboat coming pretty quickly through the race course, giving the information. It looks a little bit like a checkered flag, not like in Formula One racing black and white. This is navy blue and white, maybe blue and white, still checkered flag that signalizes, again, we were talking about the communication between race committee and sailors. Flags, the most common and the easiest way to show something is a visual signal. This flag tells 49er FX sailors today that this particular race is abandoned, and we're gonna be probably seeing a little bit of waiting for the wind, because currently now not much wind. Agnieszka.
Yeah, and race committee is trying to do everything to have fair races. Of course, wind is shifty, but when it's going too extreme, this is a good reason to abandon the race and restart it later when the wind becomes a little bit more stable.
Exactly. This flag that we were calling sock, like Santa Claus sock, red and white stripes on the top of the pole on famous Stefan. Probably every sailor in Poland knows this vessel. This is a vessel that has been serving as a race committee boat for years. I think everybody knows it here in Poland, and internationally, thanks to LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days, that it attracts so many sailors from all over the world. The furthest place, New Zealand, even racing now here today in Test Event of 49er and 49er FX. So now, as we wait, we are prepared. Our team is very, very well prepared. Let's see how a little bit more stable and classic class was racing here in LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days, meaning star that has been at the Olympic Games program for many, many decades. So let's see how these sailors were doing here in Gdynia.
Dominik, co jakiś czas wracasz do startów w klasie Star, w klasie, w której startowałeś na Igrzyskach Olimpijskich. Jakie emocje towarzyszą wejściu na łódkę, pierwszemu startowi w regatach po tej każdej przerwie?
Muszę przyznać, że naprawdę fajnie, naprawdę przyjemnie. Nawet na pozycji załoganta, bo tak wiele osób się pyta, czy na załogant to tak samo, ale tak, właśnie tak samo. Też się to fajnie czuję, więc to jest pierwsza emocja. Druga już jest taka niestety dużo bardziej trudna. Mianowicie po pływaniu wszystko mnie boli, naprawdę wszystko. Także no to co kiedyś robiliśmy z Mateuszem na tym starze, jak się przygotowywaliśmy, dużo pływaliśmy, to był ogromny wysiłek. Tak teraz z perspektywy czasu tak to widzę. Ja nie jestem trenerem, więc zawodowo oczywiście, prawda? Zawodowo nie wykonuję tego. W związku z czym potrzebuję mieć też taką bliskość, kontakt bezpośrednio z dyscypliną, no żeby wiedzieć cały czas, wiedzieć jak to się zmienia, co się dzieje, jak to wygląda, jak działa, nie wiem, chociażby komisja regatowa, prawda, jak wyglądają regaty od środka, więc to jest idealna okazja.
Na sterze prezes Polskiego Związku Żeglarskiego, na załodze dyrektor sportowy Polskiego Związku Żeglarskiego. Kto ostatecznie podejmuje decyzję?
No prezes, a kto ma podejmować decyzje? Dyrektor sportowy jedynie rekomenduje pewne rozwiązania. Zresztą jak przez lata pływaliśmy z Mateuszem, to też tak było, że ja rekomendowałem rozwiązania, Mateusz je wdrażał bądź nie, prawda? Już decydował o tym, czy je wdrożyć, czy nie.
Rywalizacja na wodzie była dosyć zacięta. Jak to wygląda z perspektywy sternika?
Zacięte było na łódce również, dlatego że to jest łódka bardzo wymagająca fizycznie. Oczywiście przyzwyczajenie do różnych szczegółów manewrów jest bardzo istotne, ponieważ ja nie miałem szansy to potrenować na tyle, żeby takie instynkty czy takie odruchy sobie wyrobić, więc musiałem się poobijać po tej łódce troszkę, ale fantastyczna chciałbym powiedzieć zabawa, no bo to nie są Mistrzostwa Świata ani start olimpijski, więc to jest piękna, wspaniała zabawa, znakomita atmosfera, znakomita pogoda, świetne regaty.
Jakie emocje wracają podczas wsiadania na łódkę, na której się kilkadziesiąt lat temu startowało w Igrzyskach Olimpijskich? Czy właśnie te myśli o Igrzyskach Olimpijskich też towarzyszą temu dzisiejszemu żeglowaniu?
Oczywiście to było dawno, w związku z tym to są inne emocje. No, czas płynie i w związku z tym wszystkie rzeczy, o których mówiłem, właśnie takie odruchy czy takie nawyki, no to już dawno wyparowały, w związku z tym trzeba od nowa ćwiczyć i ciało przygotowywać i siebie i mentalnie. W związku z tym to jest oczywiście fantastyczny powrót do klasy, którą no bardzo, bardzo szanuję i bardzo lubiłem. W związku z tym wielkie emocje, wielkie przeżycie właśnie powrotu w tej klasie do takiej regaty. Fantastyczne.
Klasa Star jest wyjątkowa, daje tyle przyjemności z żeglugi, daje tyle fanu w downwindzie, w żegludze na wiatr, start ze 100 łódkami na jednej linii, taktyka, szukanie trymu i co najważniejsze to, co się dzieje na brzegu, czyli świetne towarzystwo, wsparcie, szacunek, świetna atmosfera.
Tutaj podczas LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days ta rywalizacja, mimo że w nie tak wielkiej stawce, to też była dosyć zacięta. Czy fajnie jest tak właśnie startować, rywalizować tutaj w mniejszej stawce z polskimi załogami na polskich wodach, bo to się niezbyt często jednak zdarza?
No niestety często się nie zdarza, ale zdarzyło się nam tutaj w Gdyni. Ja się z tego ogromnie cieszę. Żałuję, że jest tylko 5 łódek, ale spośród 5 łódek mamy tutaj przecież wspaniałych żeglarzy. Mamy olimpijczyków, mamy zawodników, którzy żeglują od 20 lat. Mamy Czesława Perlickiego, który jest mistrzem Polski z lat 60. To jest przecież wielka sława. I jak w każdych regatach nigdzie nie jest łatwo i nigdy nie jest łatwo i zawsze każdy chce być pierwszy i ta rywalizacja jest zawsze bardzo mocna.
Ty, Jurku, jeździsz startować po świecie, między innymi startujesz w Bacardi Cup. Co sprawia, że te regaty są tak mocno obsadzone, że tyle znamienitych nazwisk tam startuje nadal?
Tak, Bacardi Cup to szczególna impreza. To impreza, na której pływa ponad 100 jachtów. Z reguły są tam żeglarze z Pucharu Ameryki, z Igrzysk Olimpijskich oraz Mistrzostw Świata i Europy oraz Mistrzostw Ameryki Północnej. Tam są same sławy.
Sailing teaches quite a lot of patience, and we are now patiently waiting until the race committee is gonna move the entire race course to place that gives higher chance for making second of today's 49er FX medal races. In the meantime, as we wait, we're gonna first invite you, if you are a parent and you would like to teach your children patience exactly, bring them to sailing. You're gonna have someone who sometimes has very quick and straightforward action on the water, but sometimes you need to wait for sailing, and this teaches quite a lot of patience, don't you think? How many hours you might have spent on waiting on the water for the wind?
I think that the longest was 4 or 5 hours. And in this case, first you need to have food prepared and your energy level needs to be, let's say, low, because you don't know how long you're gonna wait for the proper wind.
And you probably activate your focus up and down all the time. Speaking of youth and inviting you guys to join sailing and try at least sailing, these are the highlights from yesterday. From 2 days ago, when we experienced and joined final medal races of 470 Junior World Championships here in Gdynia, where we have seen also quite a lot of races, quite a lot of racing, and a big climb from this Italian team that you can see now that claimed both gold medals in under 21 and under 24. Agnieszka, this is your class. You feel extra tick when you see your own class. When was the last time you were sailing? Probably 2 days ago or 3
days ago.
2 days ago.
Exactly. Yeah, I know those sailors. The juniors, they are already very competitive also in the seniors fleet. So while I was training, we were doing some bets. Who's gonna be the next junior world champion?
Did you bet correct?
We bet that the Italians are gonna finish with medal. We didn't know which one because there is a really strong Italian fleet. But we didn't bet for them winning.
Double
Yes.
one. Well, this is the beauty of the sport. It's never over till it's over, and we expect that we may have another attempt of racing in 49er FX here. If not, and if situation would stay as it is, then Danish team Johannes Schmidt and Andreas Schmidt would remain in comfortable front seat with the advantage of 10 points over Aleksandra Melzacka and Sandra Jankowiak, who are now in second, followed by Helen Pais and Helen Ausman from Estonia. They also have advantage of 5 points over next crew from Czech Republic. So if there is race, there is gonna be still fight. If not, this would be the finishing order. In the meantime, we still are watching the final races of 470 Junior World Championships here in Gdynia. This was not a test event, this was actually World Championships. We most likely gonna see some of these athletes also in Olympics very soon. This is how the path of a sailor actually looks like. You do good in juniors, and if you continue your development, most likely you can give a hard time to Agnieszka, Skrzypulec, Szota. Hopefully we're gonna see you also in Olympic Games.
For sure, we're gonna see each other next year here in Gdynia because we are going to run the World Championships, where we can get the first Olympic qualification. So we're gonna meet here again next year.
As we were waiting for coming back up live, and when you were watching the movie from the Star class, we were talking, and Agnieszka said that she's not very envious that you're not very envious of the sailors here that are waiting in this racing. That maybe something like this is going to happen to you exactly in the regatta qualifying for Olympic Games. Stakes are high then.
Yes, it's Gdynia is a very demanding venue, especially when we have wind from west. And yeah, we have to expect unexpectable. The race course is very close to the cliffs and the forest, which distract the wind flow. That's why, as I said before, this is a game of nerves.
This is exactly game of nerves. So we're gonna see once again another replays from very modern, very new class, wingfoil, which looks like they are storming their way into program of international sailing. Very fresh class, only 5 years as internationally recognized class by World Sailing. It looks like it's a future of sailing, and we would like you to see how it actually looks in the videos.
Przed państwem ekspres losy. Ekspres o tym tempie. Ekspresowo uśmiecha się los. O, jak pięknie lecą worki z kasą, kiedy czermany w oko wpadają. A tobie co przyniesie los? Grajcie i wygrywajcie w punktach Lotto. Ekspres losy. Co za sztosy.
LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days Studio 30th day of the entire sailing festival here in Gdynia. We have also Ironman that was competitors were swimming right in front of our marina, so not only sailing here happening, also other sports in Gdynia. Gdynia is all about sports, which is very admirable because this is what actually sailing and other sports are about, to stay healthy, stay in fitness, be energetic, and thanks to this, be smiling even when you need to wait for races and for your race, like our ladies in 49er FX are waiting currently. We see live broadcast from the venue. Currently, race committee has moved again in pursuit to find the best wind for our sailors. What are your bets? Our sponsor is Lotto. What are your bets on how long we're gonna be waiting for the racing?
We completed already the first race of the finals. I think it's very important for the race committee to start the second one. They are doing their best. We already seen a half of the second race, but unfortunately it was abandoned because the wind started to drop quickly, and the race committee wants to have a fair racing. That's why I think they will try maybe for even next hour. Hopefully the wind will come a little bit earlier. Forecast is not very promising, but we keep our fingers crossed for some fair racing and for the second race to happen.
Exactly, the fairness of races is very, very important. There are no situations in which now it would have to happen by all means at any cost. Race committee is also aware that it cannot be going on in situation in which there is too big of a risk or lottery factor, chance factor for sailors. They still need to, even in unstable situation, they still need to be able to decide for themselves how to use the current conditions on the water. But we have also information that orange flag, again, if you tuned in now, orange flag is the one that is letting sailors know that soon the starting is gonna be happening, soon the starting procedure is gonna come up, and we know that the orange flag has appeared on race committee vessel, which gives us hope for yet another emotions. So let's make a quick reminder on, and again, we do not see yet the flag, maybe we just have information that the race committee is gonna be displaying orange flag soon. If we are correct, in 15 seconds we should see that. So let's use this time to talk about current standings, Agnieszka. Who is ahead of whom? What are the chances of each crew for claiming medal, especially that the fight for bronze is now the most interesting moment. Yes, the orange flag is up, so we have a few minutes to bring you back to current points differences and who has chance to win with whom.
Yes, our leaders, girls from Denmark, have a comfortable lead of 10 points. Behind them we have girls from Poland, and I think there could be some battle for the silver as well, because they have only 4 points advantage over the third boat, which is a boat from Estonia. And behind them, girls from Czech Republic, they need to finish at least 5 places in front of Estonia to claim bronze medal. So there are gonna be fights between those 3 boats. So we'll look closely for Poland, Estonia, and Czech Republic as they are fighting for silver and bronze medal.
So let's make a little bit of like a simulation. Let's say that Helen Ausman and Helen Pais from Estonia win the race. They get 1 point. So they get in total 33 points. What would have to be the furthest position of Aleksandra Melzacka and Sandra Jankowiak to still keep their second position overall? 33 points would be for Estonians. What would be the worst that the Polish crew has to finish to keep their spot?
Yeah, as they have 4 points advantage, it means that they cannot finish farther than 5th place. I'm not really sure how we
Break the ties. So let's say that to be sure, and then we would have to be 4th, and then we would know for sure that they
will make our life easier.
Exactly. Maybe we should give them quick. Right now
this is
we
a new
cannot.
format that we are testing. This is also a new format for 49ers, so we are all learning it.
And currently we couldn't even send them text message to ask for easier life for ourselves, because they are currently already in the race. These flags that you can see on the screen, number 3, it means that they are already racing, even though they haven't started yet. Why they are already racing? Because now the rules between them, right of way, avoiding collision, it all applies. So now they are using this rules and interaction between each other to get the best spot. So they haven't started yet, but already everything applies in terms of rules. So we already
have 3 minutes to the start, and now this is a moment that the athletes make the final decision where they want to go for the first upwind. So they are searching for some spots of stronger winds, and from now on they will start positioning themselves on the starting line to actually become the first boat to go to the favorite side.
Interesting situation. Estonians that we are looking closely at, they are a little bit behind the pack currently. This may be actually strategy to choose their spot in the last moment. We are a little bit over 1 minute to the start. It also may mean that they do not want to reveal what they want to do, so the others couldn't block them. This way, if Czech team Sara Kadlecova and Sofia Burska would want to make their life harder, as you said, make them suffer. Yeah? Obviously not brutal way, not aggressive way, just to cover their wind, to make their life harder in sailing terms, then they would not know right away what they're gonna do. And it looks like actually Czech team is focusing on their game. Looks like they chose right side of the starting line, and Estonians have moved to completely other side of the starting line. They are still close to each other, but they are separated by so many boats actually. So the distance is maybe 50 meters between them. Okay, maybe 70, but there's 8 boats apart or 7 boats apart.
Yes, I think, Piotr, that what we've seen just a seconds before is Polish girls, they try to control the Estonians. They know that they are the closest opponents, and they were changing the side of the starting line just to be at the same side as girls from Estonia, which is a wise move.
Yes, so we focused on who can attack whom. So we were focusing on what Czech Republic can do, and we haven't. It's good that you spotted that actually another part of the game is that Polish crew, Aleksandra Melzacka and Sandra Jankowiak, actually chose to be close to Estonian opponents who still can claim the second spot. Actually, Estonian team has been consulted here by our sailing superstar Karol Jabłoński, who has been helmsman for America's Cup, who has won ice sailing world championship so many times. You couldn't count it on both hands because it's way over, I think 14 if my memory is correct. So brilliant tactician, and it looks like a consultation by Helen Pais and Helen Ausmann with such a sailing legend pays off, because they seem to be doing very, very well in this event. And in the meantime, we are looking at, I think, New Zealand team here. So what we're gonna see now is, these are actually Estonians here. Yes, exactly, from Tallinn Yacht Club, followed by Polish crew who, even if they finish, we were calculating 3 places behind Estonians, they keep their lead. So even if Polish ladies are behind Estonians, can be still kept the distance, can be kept the lead, but look how many boats between them. So it's going to be extremely interesting situation between them.
Yeah, this is like we said before. The Polish girls had some points advantage over the Estonians, but it looks like the Estonians are doing really well in this race, and the whole boats sail close to each other. So even when you are 20 meters behind your opponent, you might end up 6 places behind.
Exactly. And what we just have seen was that Polish crew who, controlled, but from behind. This is actually with a little bit delay. They have decided that it's enough of going behind the Estonian crew because nothing good can happen here. They were just too far behind. They tucked away, so they just left them be, but Estonians responded with also tucking back, so they chose to control them. Yes, they need significant advantage. There needs to be enough space between Estonians and Polish, so another 3 or 4 boats would go between them for Estonians to climb to second place. But still, you do not gamble. You do not say like, okay, let's just close our eyes and go extreme and see what happens. They already have advantage. And by sailing like this, they're also making Polish crew's life harder, which means that they can help their luck. Luck, for the lack of a better word, it's not really luck. It's they can increase their chances by controlling the others and covering their wind to reduce their speed. So now
they are controlling poles, but on the other hand, they cannot forget that they are sailing their own race, and they really need good results at the end, because being last and second last is not enough for claiming the silver.
Any medal, yeah. So both games, extremely hard to do, because if you want to do both, sometimes you don't get any, right? So sometimes focusing on just one may be more beneficial. But let's make a very quick check what is happening with other boats. We have France 63 sailing in, if I am correct here, this is a crew that
France 19 actually is also a medal contender. They didn't sail well the first one. They finished last, but looks like now they have a strong position in the second race. So
something in top 3. It's hard to say with this angle of the camera, but something in top 3. Depending on the others, it may be that they are still in the game for medal as well.
Yes, exactly. The wind is shifting right and left, and the game is still open, and we see that the boats are very close to each other. So it's the matter of one shift close to the top mark, and this is gonna decide who's gonna be first, who's gonna be last.
Agnieszka, you're Olympic medalist. Many times you have sailed in color bib. By that I mean that first, second, and third the crew or boat is quite often wearing the bib that is corresponding to the current position in the regatta. Is it easier in a race to race in such a colorful, not your own bib, or it gives extra pressure?
At the beginning, it gives you extra pressure, especially when you wear it for the first time. But with every time you get used to it. Funny story, at the Olympic Games, where I won a medal, before the regatta, I asked my coach to check results every day to see if our position on the finishing line was correct, or if there was any mistake, because I didn't really want to focus on points. So I knew which position we have overall just by getting the bib every day.
Okay, so this was your indication.
Yes, I just prepared for the medal race. That time we had just one medal, one race that counts with double points. So before that race, I knew exactly how many points I have and how many points have my opponents, and what are the probable scenarios. But before, I didn't really check the results and the points.
So you have chosen to just know in the last moment to keep your head clear. I think it's pretty good strategy for keeping a cool head throughout the entire event, especially with such a high stakes as there are in Olympic Games. In the meantime, those ladies. Some of them with bibs, some of them without bibs. So top three, obviously, with the colors. Let us remind you: yellow for leaders, blue for second place, and red for those that are currently sitting in third position. They are sailing, and it seems like entire fleet already has rounded the top mark. Only Austrians have chosen to go to the completely other side. Sorry, there is one more crew approaching top mark, but the majority of the fleet is already on the downwind. Estonians were just one position ahead of Polish. If it finishes like this, there is no changes between these two crews. But let's remember that behind these top three boats, there is still Czech crew, Zofia Burska and Sara Tkadlcova, and they, I think, are racing a little bit ahead of Estonians, but still, Estonians are in fourth position currently. So this doesn't leave much of room for others to jump ahead. Yes, Estonians and Czech are one after another. So if they finish this way, Estonia in fifth, Czech Republic in fourth. This wouldn't change anything on the medal position. However, Polish crew, depending on the way you look at it, even 1 or 2 points behind Estonians. If something changes, maybe Austria, that went completely different way, jumps between them. This would mean that advantage shrinks, and emotions go even higher than they were. So let's.
Yes, but we've seen the leaders of this race, and it's worth mentioning that the girls from Japan, they also led the race that was abandoned before. So it looks like they feel pretty strong in such a shifty and patchy conditions.
Exactly, they are choosing very, very good spots. Sometimes it is just a matter of how well you handle the pressure, or maybe you don't have any. If you realize that, okay, now I'm not fighting for medal, even though mathematically speaking, there are chances in here, but sometimes you're like, okay, I'm not fighting for medal, let's just do my best sailing. And then it's out of a sudden, it looks like you are just sailing the way that everything just works. But what we can see now is actually fight between Estonia and France 19. The sailors were a little bit ahead just a moment ago, and they dropped Estonians. They looked like they were having some little bit of trouble or change of their tactics. So let us very quickly see what is happening on the water. Looks like one side of the racing area has a little bit more wind. This is exactly what sailors need to play with. So Danish team went extreme. They pretty much already have won the event, but they are still sailing very good game, keeping this position for themselves where they can get fresh air. This gives always extra meters an advantage. So another point, only stable point of the race is the bottom gate, which actually will tell us what is the correct sequence or pecking order currently in the crew between crews right now. So let's have a look how they are approaching the bottom mark. Japan 803. Saki Matsunae and Eri Hatayama are still in the lead, seems to be. And if nothing happens in these last meters, they are gonna... Sorry, this is not the crew. The Japan 583. Misaki Tanaka and Sera Nagamatsu are in lead. So they are opening the next loop of this race. They are followed by, seems to be actually Polish crew that climbed from 5th to 2nd position, more or less at the same time crossing or rounding the mark with the French team. So very, very tight races. Quite a lot changed on this downwind.
Yeah, we've seen that the wind was dying at some areas. Now on the screen we can see that probably some more pressure is coming from the right side of the race course, because we can see darker water over there. That's why probably the race leaders are going to that side. And on the other hand, the ones that need to fight for the positions are splitting now and trying to find some luck.
And actually, I made a little bit of mistake. Colors were similar, except for one, also blue one. It was Czech team that was rounding the bottom mark in second place, which means that if they would finish like this currently, they would get 2 points, and this would mean that if this is the crew, sorry, but this is not the same French team. Right now we will have to wait a little bit for drone footage to see. So French team 63 has received the penalty. Manon Peyer and Amélie Rio have received a penalty, which means they need to make a circle around themselves. And when others are racing, in the meantime, information from the water, race committee has moved the top mark to the right. This is due to the shifting wind. So now we see that Czech team sailing in second place. It would mean that they would be collecting in total 39 points. And to keep the third position for Estonians, they would have to be not further than sixth, not to risk some ties. And they are sailing in sixth position right now, at least according to the tracking. But specifics of tracking are that it does not see what is coming with the wind. So we cannot say for sure what is gonna happen with those sailors between them. Aleksandra Melzacka and Sandra Jankowiak currently sailing the way that they would keep their silver medal here at the test event for next year's World Sailing World Championships. And surprise, surprise, Agnieszka, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, unfortunately, this race was again abandoned. We see that wind dropped and the boats are barely moving. So more waiting for us. But we are patient. We are sailors. We got used to it. But please
But we don't
stay
have
with
their
us.
emotions. We don't have their emotions. Probably for them, it's imagine this, up and down now. Quick consultations with their coaches. Stay sharp, stay focused, even though during these races so far they have already given their max, even though there's not so much wind. So imagine restarting and repeating. Oh, now we see this checkered flag, a little bit different than the finishing flag for the motorsport. This is blue and white. This is the signal for sailors, followed by a whistle, repetitive whistle. So also not only optical signal, but also there are sounds. So sailors would put their attention for this moment to the vessel that is displaying it, to know that now the race is abandoned. Unfortunately for them, unfortunately
This
for us.
is a relief for the ones that were behind, but some kind of frustration for the ones that were leading this race.
Exactly.
As it was already quite advanced. We were just missing a little bit of second upwind and downwind to the finish line.
And we could see Czech team sailing nicely in second place. Zofia Burska and Sara Tkatlecova. They were racing the way that if they would finish like this, and the Estonian crew would fall out of top 6, then they would get bronze medal and third place here at the test event in Gdynia. But wind decided that it's not going to be giving them much of juice for now. So let's see what is going to be going on later. But unfortunately, it seems like we will not be able to show it to you, dear viewers, live. You're going to have to stay tuned in for LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days on our social media. So please type in on Instagram Gdynia Sailing Days. Check Polish Yachting Association Facebook page for more information about this. Choose your favorite sailors and follow them on social media. This is always very much appreciated. They share quite a lot of their experiences from the water. So once again, if this finishes as is now, Danish crew Johanne Schmidt and Andrea Schmidt in first place. Alexandra Melzacka and Sandra Jankowiak from Poland in second place, and Helen Pais and Helen Ausman from Estonia in third place. It's not over yet, but currently, as it looks like, it seems it may end this way. And for now, we need to thank you, dear viewers, for spending time with us. Agnieszka Skrzypulec Szota, Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo.
I'm Piotr Kula, Olympian from Fin class.
From London, long time ago. Thank you so much, and stay with us for next almost 2 weeks of LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days.
Ekspres losy. Ekspres o tym tempie. Ekspresowo uśmiecha się los. O, jak pięknie lecą worki z kasą, kiedy czermany w oko wpadają. A tobie co przyniesie los? Grajcie i wygrywajcie w punktach Lotto. Ekspres losy. Co za sztosy.